moving around to my desk. This is, oh, it's one of those little corner desks. It could be 10 times this size and it still wouldn't be big enough. Oh, I've just got a shipment of the new magical shakers from Lindy Stamp Gang. Oh my God, I've just been playing with them. They are absolutely beautiful. 10 new colours, and they're in a little shaker dispenser like a salt and pepper shaker, and they each have embossing powders to match as well. Oh, and I also got a couple of extra bottles. I mean, you can never have too much Lindy's, hey? Okay, so this is the desk. I don't like having everything out, because if it's out it gets dusty, and if it gets dusty I've got to clean it, and I have no desire to be dusting in here. So look, I put all things like, you know, micro beads and stickles and, you know, Inca paste and flares and all sorts of things in those up there as well. And I love this rod, one of my Kia acquisitions, with the little stainless steel buckets. You know, tools, paint brushes, you know, glues, rulers, etc, etc, etc. In the corner there, little bins with all, you know, watercoloured pencils and so on and so forth, glue. And then over here, this was a really good idea I found on Pinterest. It's, I got it on Amazon online. I don't know what it's for, DVDs or something like that, I think, but it works perfect for your distress inks. So that way they're always at hand too, and I can see what's what. Okay, moving around here. Oh, that lamp was a fabulous buy, $16 at IKEA. Clips onto the side of your desk and you can pull it in and out and up and down, and it's really, really good. My computer, and then moving around, I have a shelf at the end of the desk, and that's where I store all my Lindy's, so it's nice and handy when I'm working. This was a shelf I actually had left over from when I used to own a shop, and it's really good because it's tiered. You can see exactly what colours you're after. I didn't think I had that many until I put them all together the other day, and I went, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to buy another one of those shelves. Especially now that I've just got this delivery, I won't be able to fit them all. And next to that I have my Magicals and embossing powders from Lindy's. I'm obsessed with Magicals. I definitely have to grow this collection because I just love them. But anyway, there's plenty of time to grow that. My hands are disgusting because I've just been playing with all this Lindy's stuff and I've got stains everywhere. Underneath that I have my printer, embossing folders. Down here, I'll show you, I'll actually show you this. It's how I store my dies. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place here. Oh, they're so heavy. They're an A4, or maybe a bit bigger than an A4, ring binder album. And I've got plastic sleeves, and inside I've got these A4 magnetic sheets. And all my dies go on there. And if something happened to come off, well, that's okay because it's inside a plastic sleeve. And I can just flick through and find, you know, whatever I'm looking for. I found, well, I had loads of dies, again, because I've taught card making for 10 years. So I've had loads and loads of dies. And I just found for me this was the best way to store them. So I've got one for all my other dies, and one over there for my spellbinders. But oh my goodness, you couldn't believe how heavy that is. Okay, maybe I'm just getting weaker. So, sorry, I jumped the camera all over the place there. I'm holding this so it's a little bit jerky, whereas normally I'd have it on a tripod. Okay, this is how I store all my stamps. Now, I had 2 cupboards full of stamps. And I saw this online on Pinterest on somewhere a few years ago, 3 years or 4 years ago. And I've taken all my stamps out of the packages. I'll just drag this out and show you. I've taken them all out of their packages. And I got these little plastic, I don't know, I think they're Project Life or something. Like, there's all different sizes. This size is about 6 or 7 inches wide and about 5 inches high. And I just pulled all the stamps off the package and they all go in there. And again, I've made dividers, you know, scrapbooking, girly stuff, Kaiser backgrounds, Christmas things, borders, so on and so forth. That actually has 80-something sets of stamps in there in one box. I mean, that is good storage, I think, in anybody's language. I mean, why are we saving all the packages? Who needs all the packages? Then for the bigger stamps, hang on, I just pop this back in. Oh, it's hard doing this one-handed. Then for the bigger stamps like this, same scenario, these plastic folders, but these are a bigger size one. They're probably about 8-9 inches high by about 6-7 inches wide, so you can fit all your larger stamp sets in there. And I've also got them all divided up so you can find what's what. And then for all the loose stamps that I had, I pulled them off their blocks, put them on that cling rubber stuff, I forget what you call it, and got more Project Life plastic sleeves. Got an not an A4, 12 by 12 scrapbook album, put all these plastic Project Life folders in, and all the loose stamps now go in all those little pockets. So that was a great idea, I thought, a great find. You get some great storage ideas on Pinterest. Oh, and that's just kids' papers and paper pads and all the like. Okay, moving along to the next cupboard. This one is a bit messy, needs a major cull. My husband and I painted my craft room 3 or 4 weeks ago, and unfortunately it brought it to his attention how much stuff I have, and he reckoned it was an illness, but I know you girls all understand. But I do have to cull some of this stuff that I don't use, and it's just taking up valuable space. Got a lot on my plate in about the next 4 to 6 weeks, so after that I think I'll definitely be going through and getting rid of a whole lot of stuff. Okay, move that along there. Pan on to the next section. My little gallery there, my big shot and so forth. Then over here I've got a bookcase, just with all sorts of bits and pieces, rub-ons, collection packs, photos, loose flowers, albums. But again, everything is labelled so I don't, and laminated too, just so I don't forget where's, you know, where everything is on that I'm looking for. These boxes are full of layouts that need sorting into albums. In the meantime, they go in there because it's clean and tidy. Okay, moving round to the left. This is actually a built-in wardrobe. But these were some shelves that I'd had when I used to own my shop, and I just put them in there, bought heaps of these boxes at IKEA, labelled them all up, and it holds so much. I mean, you know, there's stamens and Christmas embellies and more embellies, and that was when I had my ribbon obsession about 10 years ago. I've got 6 boxes full of ribbon. Gosh, only knows what I'm ever going to do with it, but anyway, that's another story. Down there, you know, more stuff. Oh, that gorgeous green box is full of my 49 and Market flowers. Oh, my favourite box, I think. Yeah, odds and sods of chipboard. This was a good buy and a good find. It's a spice rack, a plastic coated spice rack. I think there's 3 there, and they're adjustable shelves that I got at my local hardware store, and they're for all my paints. Again, I don't want them out. I want them hidden out of sight, because if they're out, they're going to get dusty. If they're dusty, I've got to dust, and I don't want to dust. So this way, we close the door, and they're out of sight, out of mind. Close that up, and the third door, I've just got those plastic tubs, you know, that with the slide-out drawers. I've got all sorts of things in them, you know, wool and mesh and felt, because I used to be a sewer. And down the bottom, I've got 3 drawers with all my Too Crafty. Everything's in separate cellophane bags, so nothing will get wrecked. All odds and sods of chippies, all my flourishes and foliage from Too Crafty. And then this one's got all my words and so forth. And that way it's great because I can find everything. Down the bottom I've got cards, over here, that's another one of those little 12-inch shelves I showed you at the very beginning. Again, I had a spare piece of space at the side here, so I went down to IKEA, got another one, filled it up. There's all my Copic pens. Not that I get time to use them much these days. And on the inside of the wardrobe door, this is just my simple solution for storing all my stencils. All my stencils are on rings. I've punched a hole in the corner of any stencils that don't have a hole, and I just hang them there on rings, and I can get them off and on as I like and flick through to find what I'm looking for. Probably not the most valuable use of space, but it works. I can find everything. Oh, and there's a new bag of new release Too Crafty chipboard. So close that up. Nearly finished. In the corner here at the end of the wardrobe, I only got these a few months ago and I love them. I got them in Officeworks. They're an A4 size. They're a metal drawer. Because for all my scrap papers, you know, you have a strip of this left and a square of that left, and they're too good to throw out. This way, if I need a bit of Christmas, or if I need a bit of black and white, or if I need a bit of, you know, purple or something, all the colours are there and labelled, so I can just pull that drawer out. And that works well and takes up no room whatsoever. That tub's just got some current layouts that have to be sorted. And then behind the door, nearly finished. As I said to you before, I've taught card classes for best part of 10 years. And you all know how popular paper punches were a few years ago. And because we were, you know, doing card classes, we had to have them all, of course. Now, I don't use them all. I mean, there's a handful I still use, but for the most part, but I can't bring myself to part with them. I mean, you sell them. What are you going to get? $2 or $3, and some of them cost you $40 each, so they live there. This was another idea I got off Pinterest. I mean, the door still opens. You have to make sure your door's very strongly screwed onto the door frame because there's a lot of weight there. And that, okay, so that pretty much does the end of our tour for today. Hope I've inspired you with some little storage ideas, perhaps. Sorry about the what looks like the bars on the windows, but it's a shade screen. Yeah, so there you go. There's my craft room. For all its imperfections, I love it and I spend a lot of time here. Thanks for visiting today. Till next time. Bye for now.